listening. This is 20 UVC 132, Neera Kabilan, and here with me today is Mr. KJ Shikani, currently the sales head of Solar Studies. So tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Hi Neera, this is Hirish here. I am currently working as a sales team head at Solar Study, which is an online platform for solar energy based courses. I have also worked as the head of many events at Lady Andal School in the time that I studied there. I was also the head of the debating and Model United Nations Society at Lady Andal School. I also served as a cultural secretary and was the president of events such as the Battlon and the Lady Andal Quiz, which are annual debating and quiz events at Lady Andal School.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to be asking you a bunch of questions related to
Right.
how you handle being, the head of the organization or, coordinating people and stuff.
Okay,
So,
right. Yeah.
okay. So, which is the preferred method of communication you would use to delegate tasks to the people working under you?
Alright, so first of all, I would prefer a more oral method of communication, as I believe I'm a firm believer in face to face communication, because that I believe gives a more personal approach and a personal approachable behavior from the hierarchical side, as we see, because that makes the boss or the said head of the organization more approachable. And that is what I have used at Solar Study while I'm sales head over here, where as I have 3 to 4 members in the sales team under me. I have spoken to them on call. Obviously, due to this current crisis, we have not been able to speak face to face other than through Google Meet and various other platforms. But I have spoken to them on call and on Google Meet itself on one-to-one basis, where I have delegated tasks to them and spoken about what they have to do and what we expect from them as the company.
Okay, fine. Why wouldn't you go with something like emailing or texting? Since it's a faster form of communication and you can reach multiple people, at the same time, but still saving a lot more time. Why
Exactly.
would you
Yeah.
prefer
Just
oral?
to reiterate on my point, it when you're talking to a person one to one, you have the opportunity to understand what that said person is good at and what that person can actually perform, right? So while you're talking to them, you understand their behavioral approach and how they would perform the said task and which task would be suitable for them, right? Whereas an email, you're just going to be telling them, here, do this task. You don't know if they're actually going to perform that set task well, and plus it doesn't give you a personalized approach, which again contributes to the approachability factor of the hierarchy in the organization.
Okay, fine. So do you think that um, I left?
Yeah. Yes,
How
please
would you
continue.
ensure that the people? What?
Please continue.
How would you How would you ensure that the people are doing the task assigned to them?
Right, so first of all, I would keep on following up with them on a day to day basis, or if not a day to day basis, an alternative day basis, where I would speak to them and look at them on and basically talk to them on how the said task is going, and if there are certain problems in the tasks, if they're facing certain issues, then I would help in them in solving these problems or address these issues, right? So that would be one of the ways I
Okay.
keep track on what they're doing and what they're not doing, right?
Okay. So you would okay, fine. That makes a lot of sense. Don't you think that this would waste a lot of time for you though? Again, saying that this would be a lot more time consuming.
Yes, but now we'll have to look at the productivity factor over here, right? What we are actually providing with this productivity, how we are using this time, right? So now if we are not really uh, using this method, say that I'm not talking to them on a daily basis, following them up on their tasks and various other things,
Hmm.
well, this would probably contribute to them being less productive and not caring about their set tasks. They can be like, okay, we're going to complete this whenever we want. There's no follow-ups, no one's asking us what we are doing and how we are doing it. We just need to get it done, so we'll get it done at a later date or whatever it is. But what this following up on these tasks does is it gives them a sort of responsibility that, see, we are going to have this meeting today and I have to give something to my boss, right? I have to show him some progress in the task that he has given me.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's say someone isn't doing their task properly. How would you give that someone criticism, and in what way would you convey it to them?
Okay, look, I'm one of the firm believers in talking it out, right? And talking and understanding what that person is really going through in the first place, right? So
Okay.
what I would do is, I would first of all talk to that person who's not performing the set tasks or is underperforming in those set tasks. Talk to them and try to find out what really is the problem and why they are not able to do these tasks or underperforming in those tasks itself. And if that is a problem that I can solve from my end or from the company's end, I will get that done immediately. No questions asked, right? Because welfare of the employees is number one priority to leading a flourishing organization, and an organization
Okay.
that is going well on the day-to-day prospects.
Okay.
So
So,
that would
okay,
be my
fine.
approach.
So
Yes.
you talk it out. So what if this employee is simply just not willing to do the given task? They're just not cooperating with you. How would you deal with that?
So dealing with that would be in a consequence-based approach. So said that now if a person is given a certain amount of responsibility, we would either take away that responsibility from them or move them down the hierarchy in the first place, right? That would be a depromotion, as you would see on normal companies, right? So instead of giving them a promotion for doing good work, we would depromote them and move them down the hierarchy.
Hmm.
Or
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Fine. So how would you make yourself more approachable to others?
Okay, right. So approachability, I believe, is one of the biggest factors that contribute to a good and growing organization, if that makes sense. So what happens is, what I would do is, as I've started from Solar Study itself, and I have done in Battlon, I have spoken it out on the first day itself to my team members, the people who are under me. I have spoken to them and given a sort of a pep talk for their tenure at the organization. I have spoken to them and talked to them on how approachable we can be and how friendly I can be. That makes me a more valuable manager to them, and how I can help them in their day-to-day task if they are facing any issues. And if they're facing any issues, they can directly come to me, and I would help them out, right? So that would, I believe, would contribute to approachability. And also, one more thing we do at Solar Study is we have this thing known as weekend vibing, right? So weekend vibing basically is happens every Saturday. So we gather all our team members
Okay.
and we have a team building exercise and various other games where the members higher up the hierarchy indulge with all with even the people who are at the bottom of the hierarchy, right? So this makes it a more friendly organization and helps with the productivity and the overall mood of the organization and the employees in it.
Okay, so don't you think doing something like this would decrease the formality of the communication, and you know, might might accidentally let the employees take you less seriously?
Okay, look, see. First of all, approachability and friendliness in the organization is key, as I've already spoken about. Because if the employee is not feeling comfortable in the organization, there is no point of him working in the first place over there, right? So making us more approachable would break the barrier between employee and employer, yes, but that would also provide enhanced productivity to the employee as well. So I don't believe the formality would take any such beating in this sense. Bu- uh, but it
Okay.
would enhance the productivity, vice versa.
Okay. So, okay, say that you have to deliver, certain information, it's very important. And who would who would you first go to? How would you let the information travel? Would you first go, would you take a hierarchical approach, go to the higher ups in the, management and go tell them and let them communicate to the lower members of the hierarchy? Or would you rather, you know, talk or communicate to someone who's closer to you based on your relationship with them and how that you know would do the job properly because they know you well. So which one
Okay,
would you
look,
prefer?
I am all for the hierarchical approach in the first place because I don't believe in favoritism in the company, that because you like this person you're going to go only talk to him and then talk to him and say that here, okay, you're going to do this, but because that would create a rift between the other employees and this said employee that you have so much faith on in the first place, because those employees are going to think that you don't have any faith in them and are not really don't really want to give them any task to perform and only want to give this set person that you say believe in and have faith in, right? So that I believe won't really make sense. So a hierarchical approach would be more beneficial to the overall organization.
Okay, fine. So this is the final question.
Yeah.
If a misunderstanding arises between, the people of the organization, maybe someone, higher up and who are in charge of handling like, an important event, how would you resolve this? How would you handle it?
Okay, all right. I got your point. So first of all, as I told you, I was always for the talk it out approach, where we would sit down and talk to all members involved in this misunderstanding, maybe two, three, five members, and ask them what really is the misunderstanding and how we as a company can solve it, or how the management of the company can solve it in the first place.
Okay,
So at Solar Study, we
so
have the HR team which deals with such sort of misunderstanding and miscommunications, where they deal with both parties involved and how it's affecting them and what the HR can do to solve this problem.
okay, so thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to take part in this interview.
No problem.
Um, over, Overall, I've learned quite a bit from this on how to put, all these theories that I've learned in college to practical use.
Right.
So, yeah, overall, I'm getting from you is that I'm supposed to, you're supposed to be more personal, not exactly personal, but you're supposed to go talk it out and communicate effectively to the employees in order to have, to run the management smoothly, rather than just emailing them or texting them or just delegating the work and not following up on it.
Yes, exactly. You got my point.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time and happy Diwali. Have a good day.
Happy Diwali to you too. Thank you.
Thank you.